The most dangerous threat to the multiverse, believe it or not, it's not Doom. It's not Kang. It's a fucking infinite room of Reed Richards that have decided they know what's best for everyone, okay? And we're gonna talk about that today and solve everything. This is after Civil War, after Secret Invasion. Reed looks around and he realizes that all we're doing is putting out fires. We're not actually fixing anything. We're not fixing the problem, dude. He decides to build a device called the Bridge. We actually saw this in First Steps. The Bridge is a doorway into the multiverse. He built this so he can look and observe alternate versions of himself to see if any of them actually manage to fix their worlds. When he steps through, though, he doesn't just find a viewing room. He meets an interdimensional council of Reeds. Reed is not just a superhero, but an architect of reality who is frustrated by his inability to perfect it. It sets up a conflict that spans the next several years of these comics. It's Reed's intellect versus his humanity. Reed hides this new project from his family. He's sneaking around in the middle of the night. He don't ask his wife, Sue, for her input. He don't call Cap or Iron Man. He believes that the only person smart enough to help Reed Richards is Reed Richards. In this comic, we find Reed meeting this council of Reeds, and there's all kinds of Reeds, dude. There's Reed Richards wearing infinity gauntlets like I wear this fucking bracelet. There are Reed Richards that have the powers of everyone else in his family. There's a Reed Richards that has Human Torch's powers, Sue Storm's powers. He meets all these motherfuckers. He finds the council. He gets a tour of everything they're doing. And dude, they're doing all kinds of shit. God tier shit, bro. They're farming entire planets to end universal hunger. Mm-hmm. They were performing surgery on a dying star to reignite it. So you can imagine how many lives that would save, right? They have essentially solved everything.
Wait a minute. So he didn't create the Council of Reeds.
No.
He found the
them.
Council of Reeds.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And when he showed up, they were like, wow, we were wondering, how long it would take you to return or whatever. Mm. Reeds throughout the multiverse, most of them build a bridge, and a lot of them find the council. We find out that this Council of Reeds, dude, they're going around finding Dr. Dooms in different multiverses. They're lobotomizing them and keeping them as pets. There's literally a fucking room of mindless Dr. Dooms. They're just standing there going, Doom, Doom, Doom. Wow. Yes. Because, like I said, Adrian, Reed Richards is so intelligent, so smart, so arrogant that he believes that he's the only one that should make these decisions. He believes he's the smartest person on the planet. And he's fascinated with this idea of solve everything. He's traveling through the fucking multiverse, meeting with a council of himself in the middle of the night when he's supposed to be fucking sleeping. Is Reed Richards actually a good guy, or is he just kind of a dictator waiting for the right excuse to take over?
I would say that.
The second one?
Yeah.
Yes. In this comic, Val is 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And then Franklin, I don't know, a few years older than that. So you see him spending time with Franklin, with Val, but you also see him very torn between this fascination here. And now rightfully so. We just had Civil War where the fucking heroes are trying to kill each other. Mm-hmm. Then they had Secret Invasion where the Skrulls infiltrated the planet nobody knew. So he's kind of feeling like Tony Stark in the MCU, like, I gotta do something here, right, or shit is going to hit the motherfucking fan at some point or another. So he's off figuring it out by himself. He's fascinated with this idea of solve everything. Mm-hmm. Now there's multiple Reed Richards in this, right? We're talking about this Council of Reed, but Reed makes our Reed, 616 Reed, makes a very, very, very important decisions by the time this is over here. Now, there's a price, though. There's a dark secret behind all of this. Well, first of all, let me ask you this, Adrian, okay? If you could save billions of lives, end hunger, bring peace to the universe, what's an acceptable cost for that? Would you give up your entire humanity? If you had the intelligence, the skill set, the means to solve those things, but you had to give up your entire life?
Sure.
Okay. Every single Reed in this council has made this choice, dude. Mm-hmm. They abandoned their families.
Sure.
They left Sue. They left Ben. They left Johnny. They left the kids because those emotional attachments were looked at as a distraction from this greater good.
Sure.
The Council of Reeds, by the way, where they meet is in those spaces in between universes, essentially a void.
So they dance between the raindrops. Now,
There
here's
you
the
go.
other thing. They don't have to do all this shit.
Right.
They choose to do this
Oh,
shit.
yeah, they chose.
They choose to go find things to distract themselves. That's the other fucked up point.
Correct.
About that.
This void that they're living in is attacked by Celestials, by some mad fucking Celestials, dude. They attack the Council's headquarters. It's a slaughter, bro. They tear through the Reeds. It don't matter how fucking smart you are, but it's a motherfucking Celestial.
Right.
Of all these Reeds, I don't know, it's probably fucking 20 or 30 of them. 3 of them survived. They escaped back to 616 with our Reed, okay? So this carnage shows, number one, how dangerous the multiverse really is. And it also shows that the Council didn't have everything under fucking control.
Right.
They were doing great until this happened. So the multiverse is not a puzzle to be solved. It's a fucking chaotic, violent fucking place. You never know what's going to happen.
You don't solve the chaos. You figure out how to storm the chaos. You figure out, build a ship. You can't calm the seas. You figure out how to make a boat that can survive it.
Yeah.
You don't try to go around fucking solving everything.
Nope. Well, that's what he tried. Didn't fucking work. But I think he learned that if he were to go down that route, there were going to be some very morally conflicting decisions to make. Like the first day he was there, they killed a Galactus. Killed him. And you know Reed ain't big on killing, dude.
Right.
They had to. And then the Doom stuff, dude, they would capture the Doom, put this collar on his neck that essentially fried his brain. And they didn't kill him, but they literally had like a dozen Dooms just standing in a fucking chamber somewhere that were all been fried because of how they viewed what a threat he could be to the multiverse. Meanwhile, I'd argue, y'all are a motherfucking threat to the multiverse. Y'all are attracting fucking Celestials to come destroy shit. They then ask Reed, the 3 that survived, they tell him, you must fucking join us. You gotta leave Sue behind and rebuild the Council. And Reed's kind of looking on at his wife, and he realizes that a Reed without Sue, he would lose his soul, Adrian. So he makes the choice. He shuts down the bridge, and he chooses his family over becoming godlike.
Now, what really happened was he's like, Council Namor.
Yeah.
Council Namor.
I'm not having no fucking fish babies in the Baxter building. But this proves that at least our Reed, Adrian, despite his massive ego, he's a good dude. His Sue is his anchor. But this series right here kind of lays the foundation for what to expect on this true road to Secret Wars incursion. I mean, because you get to the points in the story where he's going to have to face this again. Do we throw the morals and everything out the window because we're trying to save our reality, you know, as the incursions and Doom and all that? And then also the 3 fucking Reeds that escaped into 616, let's just say they're probably going to cause some fucking issues down the line. But our Reed chose his family now. We'll see what happens in the future.